116th Hotline.
It's your girl Sadie.
It's Valerie.
And this is Tatiana.
And welcome back
to
our
podcast channel.
Yes. Another.
Anyways, cut the bullshit.
Okay.
Got my throat.
In all seriousness,
Can we talk about men who take photos of women in lingerie or in nudes only, and that's all they do?
so are you
Or
saying
that's like the
that's
majority.
Specialized.
that's what they specialize in?
Yeah, like that's the majority of their portfolio is boudoir or naked. How do you guys feel about that?
That are specifically men photographers.
Men photographers.
I think that's like low key, like a what's that called? Not a pet.
Creeper mode. What is it? I know what you're talking
It's
about.
just like
Obsession, but
I know what you're talking about. It's like at the tip of my tongue. Like the word that
I don't
want to
I don't want to say creepy because not all of them are. But I'm just saying that majority of the times it's I think there's something wrong with that.
I think if the person doing it, if the person taking the pictures, if they're like, like nice and like welcoming and they don't make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And if they're not too pushy on it and they're like respectful.
Yeah.
And they just keep it like business oriented, like, hey, anytime you feel uncomfortable, let me know.
Uh-huh.
If they're like that, then yeah, it's fine. But I think if they kind of give you off like just any ounce of ick or like vibes and
Creepy guy vibes.
yes, and it's just like
you're gonna know, and when you see it, you're gonna know. So
Well, I don't know. I think just in general, like, because there are a lot of Hmong photographers, and not only Hmong, but like other race photographers that I see that are these men that I feel like they kind of abuse their power in a way to
take photos
of women in that way. Like, I get that's their craft and that's their specialty, but to me there's just something that's ick about that. Like, either the woman has to be naked,
like some type of pornography.
yeah, like the woman has to be naked,
borderline pornography.
yeah, like either boudoir or naked. Like, why can't you just take like a regular like singer photo or like a regular nice portrait of or like a nice photo of a model?
Like, how come it has to be half naked?
Yes, why does it have to be half naked or a quarter naked or just fully nude? Like, and to me, I just get creeper vibes. Like, why do, like, I get these girls, like, maybe because these photographers have like a really big portfolio and like they do great work, like that's great to get exposure, but still to what expense? Like, do you want to allow yourself to be in that uncomfortable position? Because I just feel like, to me, I just seen that so much over the years where it's like I just get the ick. Like, I don't understand it. I don't condone it. I really don't like it. I'd rather go to a woman photographer than do it around men, because I feel like most of these men that I personally have seen their work, it's like, men that I know couldn't get women. Like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, you know that in like a real life social setting, they wouldn't be able to talk to women. So in my head, when I say abuse of power, I'm meaning that they're using their skill to kind of like not manipulate, but like be like, oh, you want to come take photos? Like, you have to be nude or you have to be boudoir. Like, you can't do anything else. Those are my only two specialties.
I can't believe people actually do that. Like, I'm actually not familiar with people like that or photographers in that business, but I can't believe that there's actually people that
like just boudoir or just nude.
I would have said no thank you.
And I'm just like, these women that go to these photographers, I'm like, I get it, you're aspiring to be a model, but still, it's like, I don't know. I just get the creeper vibes. Like,
I feel like as soon as you get one, like I said, 1 ounce of ick or 1 ounce of like you're suspicious of something, you should just trust your gut and not just because, like, well, kind of going back to what Satana said, like, if you're like a like a middle-aged man, like a middle-aged man, and that's like all you do, and you only do those type of photos, that should be like a red flag almost.
Absolutely,
because it's like you're a middle-aged man that is taking pictures of women probably half of your age,
younger,
or younger, and they're like pretty much almost fully nude. It's like, ladies, come on.
Do better.
It's 2023. Let's be more self-aware. Your body is a lotus. Like, your body should be your holy grail, and you're just, just don't let whoever just take pictures of you just because of their following or their exposure.
Yes.
Or like, even if they're paying you.
If they're paying you, like, someone that if you really value yourself and your model work to a higher extent, like, someone will see it that way too, and they will pay you, or they will make sure you're comfortable. Like, they especially, I feel like, especially if you're more on the nude side, like you have to find a photographer that really makes you feel comfortable.
Almost more in an art form rather than like just for pleasure.
Yes, but then see, that's the thing too. It's like, how do these women know that these men are not like, you know, pretending to put on a facade and make them feel comfortable when really they're just using it for personal pleasure? Like, that's my thing. It's like, I don't know if they're using it for personal pleasure, but for me, I just get the ick from older men who take photos of women either in boudoir or fully nude that are young, and I just get the ick from that. And it just reminds me of like creepy guys that you see out at the club that, you know, try to hit on you, or at the bar, or just creepy guys in general that I'm just like, dude, there is a fine line. And it's just like, I think it's been so normalized that it's like, oh, if you want that exposure, like, you're gonna have to come to me. You know, like, if you want to get popular, you gotta come to me.
I think because for me personally, I've photographed boudoir with females mostly, and then I've taken like swimsuit photos with a male, and I should have never even went to that photo shoot setting thing, because it was that guy in that setting is exactly what Sutana is trying to explain. Because it's like, when I got there and I like changed into my swimsuit, like, he really didn't know what he was doing, but his portfolio was like mostly like lingerie women or like swimsuit women, and like I was like agreeing to go take photos with that person because, you know, I was just being nice, and they were another Hmong person, so I was like, you know, just trying to help out another Hmong person. But like, as soon as we started taking the pictures, like, he didn't know what he was doing, like
you
not,
could tell he
and he was like doing. Not as professional as the girls that I usually go to, and like I was like just standing there, and he's like just have fun with it. He's like, just have fun with it, just get loose, just have fun with it, and then just taking pictures of me.
Oh my god!
Whereas like when I'm with the girl that I usually take pictures with, like she'll help like guide me, and then she'll be like, okay, now do like this, and then she'll always ask me like, are you okay? Like, do you feel okay? Like, do you want to do
consent.
this?
Yes.
As the guy,
professional.
The guy was just like, he's just like, just have fun with it, just do something, and just standing there, and I'm just like,
oh my god, he's definitely not as professional in that. In
I went there one time and I never went ever back again.
Number one,
that's a red flag. And also, like, I don't want to put this person out there, but there's like a couple of Hmong photographers that are really popular for their boudoir / nude photos, and they are men, you guys, like
men.
I'm kind of glad that I don't know about who these people, but
I mean, like, their work is amazing, like they have amazing work, but still, it's like,
doesn't that make you feel kind of
like,
weird?
Just
the thought of it, and like seeing it, and then like people so comfortable with it just because this person has a good vision and a big name. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but do you not feel uncomfortable? Like, you know, it kind of reminds me of people when they go to LA and, you know, they have to like meet with the creepy director, and like they get abused behind doors, because it's like they have to go through that person in order to get, you know,
the fame, the exposure.
And it's just like, I'm not saying it's the same thing, but it reminds me of that, because it's like, I don't know, like, I guess guys can be creative too, but to me it's just like the creepy old part, and then you photographing women that have to
I think it's just kind of like, it was the other way around. Like, if I was a woman photographer, but I only specialized in taking pictures of dicks.
Yeah.
And I only specialized taking pictures of fully nude men, or like men in Speedos, like, I'm sure people would look at me the wrong way. Like, look at that girl. She only takes pictures of
and like,
men.
I guess like, everyone's an adult, but still, you know, it's just
And in general, I feel like just the fact that us as women in society nowadays, in general, we have to already be kind of aware
and on defense mode.
Especially around men. It's just that is just like a no-brainer. Like, okay, why would I go to a guy photographer to shoot like boudoir shoot, you know? Like she said, I would rather go to a female, just so, because automatically you would think I will feel automatically more comfortable with the female. So.
And like, I don't know, but then like, see, on the double-edged sword, like, what do you guys think about these women that have continually gone to these same male photographers? It's like, number one, do you think they're doing it for exposure? Because these people do have consistent portfolios. So it's like, you know, maybe they're doing it because they consistently get exposure, and they do have great work, or it's because they
are holding them hostage. Well, not really, but
not holding them hostage, but it's like, you know, I guess
like,
really the exposure thing would just be what it is, because it's like, you know that they have a lot of followers because they do great work, so then are you continually doing it just to get that clout, just to get that exposure? But then baby, at what cost?
That's I was just gonna say, at what cost? Like,
do you feel uncomfortable? Do you
like
feel,
Valerie said, like, you really got to treat your body like a lotus and just be like, I don't know, I mean,
like, we're all for women empowerment,
exactly.
like, yo, do what you want, but we're just talking about
but
in front of creepy old men, like,
that could easily take advantage of you.
Yes,
like,
especially if you're alone. Especially if you're alone with them.
Especially if you're younger and you're just like
that. Honestly, just like it gives
easy
me the
target.
ick.
Yeah, it does give me the ick just thinking about it. Oh,
because it's like easy target. Like, you know, you never know what an older man is gonna do. And to me, it's just like I said, it just reminds me like the creepy guys at the club. It's just like, you know, like in this society, like in 2023, we still have to worry about that.
Yes.
So don't let your guard down just because you're going with a photographer, or just because you're going with someone you know. Like, at the end, some men are still going to be creepy. Some men
have bad intentions.
Yeah, like, I mean, the catcallers, I mean, like the creepy guys at the bars, like the creepy guys in the stores, like anywhere. So just because someone is a photographer or someone has like a higher status that, you know, like I said, that can have some sort of power, quote unquote.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that you should automatically feel safe and like have all your defenses
obligated
down, no matter how nice they are.
Yeah,
because you never ever know what's gonna happen. And like, to me, I've been seeing that so much that I'm just like, you guys be a little bit cautious.
Yes,
like,
cautious.
No matter how long you've known somebody, they could still end up doing something bad.
You never really
period
know.
And that's how the Netflix documentary started.
I was just gonna say, it reminds me of those documentaries.
No, because it's
that's
like
how it literally starts.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a lot in the Hmong community that I see like a lot of these males taking photos of women that are in boudoir or like nude, and it's like,
I feel like, shouldn't that make you kind of think about the man? Like, why is that the only thing that man specializes?
Why?
Yes,
like, you should be questioning.
Like, you should be questioning that guy. Like, does he have friends? Like, is this the only way he talks to people? Like, shouldn't that just make you like question, like, why is this your only way of like
specialty? Why
having friends or like talking to people is taking pictures of half nude women?
I don't know. It just gives me the ick, you guys. Like, it's one thing that I'm very passionate about. That I'm like, maybe we need to talk about this, because it's definitely something that is like too normalized, that too comfortable, that people just forget about it, and they're like, no, it's fine.
It is
like,
mainly just guys.
Like, it is art, but at the same time, it's creepy.
It is art, but it is mainly just guys that are taking pictures of these half naked or fully naked women. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just kind of like a pedophilia type of thing.
And we're not saying like it, like those specific people are. We're just saying like it just reminds. Well, I don't know. Maybe this is what Valerie's trying to say. That maybe it is to like that to an extent, because you're like, why is that your only work? Like, I get
it's kind of like you're obsessed with like that work and that work only, and like, I don't know. It's just like you have to do.
Here's the deal. Maybe we're not educated on that, so if you are a male photographer that specializes in that
boudoir,
you can come to us anonymously and explain to us like what are the art and the artifacts that you get from doing that.
Yes.
Like in legitimate reasons too, not just, you know, like,
because I'm an artist,
like, I'm an artist, and you know,
I get it, everybody has their own art, but still, why to that extent? Like, I feel like, you know, because there was a shoot I saw where it's like close up back shots with like sweat on it, and it's like, okay, number one, that girl was nude, so she's nude first of all, and second of all, she had to get sweat on her back, so he had to spray water on her back, and then it's like, then he had to get close to her, so she was fully nude.
Dang intimate. It's pretty dang intimate. So I mean, honestly, if you're the girls that are doing these shoots, if you're comfortable with it, all powers to you, girl. Do your thing.
We're just saying be cautious.
Be cautious,
because not all guys. I mean, no one in general.
Photography, yeah.
You like, especially when you're doing nude and boudoir, like you have to be very on your toes. Like Valerie said, like when she went by herself, like she just felt uncomfortable right away. Like if you ever feel like that, you know, obviously
that's already a red flag.
Yeah, like know the signs and just be safe if you're going to a male photographer and you're by yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
and in all honesty, I mean, like you said, anybody, even females too.
Yes.
Like maybe there could be some, you know, female photographers out there that have bad intentions. You know? So just
anybody,
just be cautious of that if you're gonna do stuff like that.
I don't know. To me, it's just like, I don't want to make it seem like these girls are desperate, because nobody is. It's just like they want to model and get their work out there, but at the same time, you know, it's just something about me that it's like,
You can't just pose for anybody. You can't just model for anybody. Yes. Like I said, you have to take pride in your work, which is your body. If you're a model, take pride in your work and like hold yourself to a higher accountability that you're worth more than like any photographer. Like you're just ready for any photographer to take any picture of you. No.
Yeah, and I think especially just be cautious. Yeah, like vet the person.
Professional.
Especially vet the photographer, because just because they have a good portfolio doesn't mean they're a good person.
Or doesn't mean they're the ones that took it.
Yes.
Doesn't mean they're the ones that took
For
it.
For real, that's happened to Val.
Learn that guy. Yeah.
What
he took someone else's pictures.
He showed me the pictures and he was like, "Yeah, I took these pictures."
Yes.
He was like, "Yeah, I took these pictures," and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "That's beautiful." I'm like, "I want
to be somebody else's picture.
And it turned out to be someone else's.
Horrible. Valerie's pictures were horrible.
Mine were horrible, blurry. Not.
It was like creepy
bad angle.
See, that type of situation is where you definitely know he is a fake. He is a phony. Yeah. He's just trying to get.
But I mean,
for his own pleasure.
They come in all shapes and sizes. Just because, like anyone, right? Just because someone is good doesn't mean that they have good intentions. Yeah. Because let's say the previous models, maybe they've gone through some type of abuse with that person, or have experienced something weird, and they just never gone back. But you don't know that because you just see their picture in that moment. They showcase their picture and move on to the next model. It's like a never-ending fucking thing that I'm like, you guys, we need to be more alert. We need to talk more about this, because I feel like maybe it's happening behind the scenes and people are just too scared to talk about it, because it's like, no one wants to go against the person with power.
It kind of reminds me of that whole like you said, pedophiles, and especially within the family, where you just feel like you're afraid to speak out
because you're gonna get either like shamed or backlash,
or they're not gonna believe you.
That
type of situation. It's just that makes me sick to my stomach, honestly. Like,
that's why it's like, this is just a warning. Like, be cautious about who you choose to have photograph you when you're in boudoir or in nude. And like we said, it's not only men. I mean, women sometimes have bad intentions
but more in men, and especially coming from a female's perspective, because like you said, in the society nowadays in general, we already have to be aware of our surroundings, especially whenever we have girls' night, we're going downtown or we're going somewhere, we are always conscious. We're like, okay,
on our toes,
like,
look at your surroundings,
even like you said, like going to the gas station,
literally
gas station, you like
for you going to get vacuum your car, she's vacuuming her car and this guy just kept hovering over her and trying to talk to her.
It was so weird, dude.
That's the thing. It's like, guys these days, they can't take a hint.
Can't take a hint. No respect whatsoever. No common
personal
courtesy,
space.
Like strangers.
Yes.
And I told Brian about this too. I was texting the whole time, and this dude was like a grandpa, like maybe an uncle, grandpa. Ew. He pulled next to me, and I was just doing my own thing, and I literally looked like crap. I had like my hair up in a bun, I was in sweatpants and everything. Not even anything.
Like, damn, mommy.
It was so gross, and I was just cleaning and like vacuuming my stuff, and then I had my headphones on first of all, and then he kept on saying something, so I saw from the corner of my eyes. I had to take it out, and then he said something about, "Oh, you need help with your car vacuuming?" And I'm like, "No, thank you." I went back, and then he just kept on going. I was telling him, he just kept on going at me. He just kept on like tapping, or he'll come around and he'll just make stupid comments, and I'm like, bro, can you not get the hint? Like, chill. I'm trying to just clean my car and go. It was just so, it was disgusting. I'm like, where's the common courtesy?
Okay, so I actually want to bring up, I feel like this happens not all the time, but when we do go out and there's guys that, it's just those creepy guys that give you the just ick vibe, and they try to dance with you, and they try to vibe with you.
They just like look at you from the corner, like,
and like for me, I'm like, I cope with humor, so I try to like fuck around and be the stupidest person ever.
I know, it's so funny.
Like,
she will troll them.
I will troll them. I'll make like the ugliest faces and like push them away, because I don't want you.
Right.
And people don't get the hint, especially some creepy guys. So it's like, you have to tell them like, hey, I don't enjoy this. Like, please stop and walk away. Like, I feel like as women now in this day and age, like, it sucks that we have to do that. Always have to be on our toes and always have to freaking say, no, please go away, because guys will automatically assume, bam, they want something, they'll get it.
Mm-hmm. Like, there's this person that I work with, and I don't know why, but recently this person has become more like flirty and like annoying with me, and like, I have told this person like so many times, like, dude, stop, like, leave me the F alone. And it's like, I just don't know why, like, guys these days can't take a hint. And it's like, why are you bothering me? Why are you here? Like, like this person would like come up to me and like tickle me in my armpit. And
that's inappropriate.
And I'm just like, ew. I literally say, ew, stop. That's disgusting. Stop.
It reminds me of like those, can I get a hug?
Yeah, can I get a hug? Pretty much.
Fucking stop.
And it's like, I've literally said, ew, stop. Or like, ew, what are you doing? Like, I have literally said that. And this person still continues.
Like, boundaries. You have to know boundaries. Like, you as a male, like, I don't give a F how desperate you are. Like, have boundaries. Have respect.
Not even respect for other women, but respect for yourself. Like,
for real.
You look dumb.
You look desperate. You look creepy. You look
so dumb.
You look dumb. You look desperate, and you look creepy.
And if you wonder
cut it
if
out.
I hate you, I do. It's just like, how embarrassing does it feel to be like have somebody say to you, "Ew, stop! No, you're
like,
nasty,"
stop being creepy,
and then you're like, "No, I'm gonna keep doing
you
it."
Think it's, you think they like it?
Funny?
No,
like no means no.
For real, stop. For real, it's disgusting. Like, it gives me the ick. Like, really, like the, hey, can I get a hug type of guy? Like, dude, just cut it out. You're not okay. First of all, you're creepy, so no one's gonna like you. Okay, first of all, that's all I'm saying. And if you keep doing stuff when people tell you to stop, like, you think they're gonna enjoy that? No, they're gonna despise you even more.
Or it's like whenever they've already given you so many signals, and they still do it.
I think these men or not even men, but people in general, they probably like that. They probably
they get off on the ew.
Stop. Don't
just like how we were talking about, like, any attention is good attention.
Yes. Fucking disgusting.
That is gross.
Literally, this person
that's fucking disgusting.
Literally, I almost cussed this person out because I was so fucking over it.
You know, sometimes you have to, especially if they're fucking like getting into your like personal space like that and fucking tickling you under the armpit and you're telling them stop and they keep doing like that's I'll be like, nope, stop, like for real, stop, like that's fucking disgusting.
And then like I was talking to another coworker and then he was like I was like, oh, I go to that gym too. And then he was mocking me. He's like, oh, no. I said,
they're doing that to get attention.
Yeah, I was like, I literally said, can you shut up? Like in front of everybody, I said, can you shut up? Because I was getting so fucking irritated. Like
he probably thought like, oh, she's flirting with me.
No,
like,
I said, fuck, yeah, he's probably thought that. But I'm like, in reality, I'm like, ew, you're disgusting. Ew, stop, like, leave me alone.
Stop. Fucking gross. Ugh. If you're a guy that does that, please fucking
you should be ashamed of yourself. Like
please,
really.
girls do not like that. Okay, girls do not like creepy guys.
When we say no, that means no, and when we say stop, that means stop. Like, this isn't some elementary kid type shit. Even then, like, my kids know what no means.
Yeah, seriously.
Don't do that. Don't be a creep.
But like on the flip side of that, it's like, you know how we always say like, oh, there's like this meme on Facebook where it's like, oh, if you want to get called beautiful today, just go to the gas station. Because you know there's always going to be freaking creepers and people at the gas station always trying to holla. Like, oh my gosh, like when we went to the freaking casino the other day, and I was wearing like,
you're wearing like ugly clothes.
I was in bomb ass clothes. I think it was a girl. She was like, hey, your outfit's cute. But I think she was like high or on drugs or something. And then this other black guy, he was like, hey mama. What did he say? He's like,
hey, you looking good tonight.
He's like, hey, you looking good, mama. I was literally like, just came back from the gym.
The crustiest of crustiest ever.
Literally in like sweatpants and sweatshirts.
Yeah, and he was at the bar. He was staring like, hey mama. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this can't be real.
And it happened. I mean, it's real. All we're saying is women, be cautious. I mean, we already know we're always taught to be cautious, but be especially cautious and stand your ground for the men that are creepy, because some guys just don't fucking get it.
They just don't get it.
They just need to put in their place and
they
be
will
checked.
not take no for an answer.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, some girls even have to go to the extent of filing restraining order.
Taking it to legal matters.
And that's how stalkers get started, because guys, creepy guys who get obsessed like that, like if, for example, this guy that works Laval, like if he gets crazy to that extent, he may start stalking her. He may just fucking show up to her gym. Like, I don't fucking know. All I'm saying is that you never ever know what these guys, I mean, from the creepy photographers to the creepy men, like in general, it's a creepy man and they give you those creepy vibes, do not ignore your gut. Okay, that's all I'm saying, because sometimes it be the ones that are the nicest. Some that are kind of
lure you in.
Yeah, and then at the end it's like they give you ick vibes.
Yeah, or they're like the creepiest,
total
and
180,
the scariest.
Yes, I mean they come in all shapes and sizes. Okay,
I think that's just like it's something that should be talked about more and like advocated more, because it's like you don't think about it, but then it's like when you start having someone that's like stalking you a little bit, it becomes scary. Like you can't
like,
be
it's
yourself.
not funny. Like
you can't be yourself in your own home. You can't you'll feel afraid to do anything.
Just going out in public or to the store, grocery shopping or something, you have to be aware, and you're like just having, like you said, having to being on your toes.
Like even now, like when I go to the store, I'm always looking around, like surroundings, who's by me and whatnot. Just because, like, you know how there's always those stories about like human trafficking.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna bring that up.
Like I was at Target, or I was at Walmart the other day.
It happens
so very much real.
It's so real.
Like even literally locally here, like my coworker was just telling me that her and her son were shopping at Ross here. We're in Owasso where we live, and there was literally a man that was following them, and her son noticed that, so her son told her about it, and then so she was trying to test it out, so she was going from like, you know, different aisles, and every time she turned around, the man would be like behind them, but he'll be pretending to look at something like on the same aisle, and I'm like, what in the world is going on here? Because oh my gosh. So ever since that, and then like you said, I've just been seeing a lot of human trafficking things on TikTok, especially here in our town, you know.
It's because Oklahoma is the middle.
Oklahoma is
the middle
central
for everything.
So
it connects all the states.
Like you said, because before in the past, I used to not even care about anything. I don't
I'm going to T-Town.
I'm going to the store, do my thing. But like Valerie said the other day, even just now going shopping at nighttime, I'm like literally,
oh girl, especially at
I'm
nighttime.
looking around, and sometimes I think I freak myself out, because sometimes I've seen that guy on this aisle like 3 times, like, oh gosh, what's going on? And I'm going out to my car, I'm like looking around, I'm making sure I'm on the phone with y'all, with Brian, and I'm just like, it's it's
you
just
have
so
to be
scary.
on your toes, because you never know.
Unfortunately,
what's gonna happen.
it has to be like that, but just be extra cautious.
I hate being a woman sometimes.
I feel like it's even worse when I'm at the store with my kids. Like,
oh my gosh,
I feel like I'm even I feel like I'm even on more level 10, and it sucks because my kids, they don't want to stay close to me while I'm at the store. Like they want to run around, you know. But it's like you really see those videos of the kids getting taken in plain sight.
But I was saying, like, especially at parks, any public places, but especially parks in the summertime, I've heard so many crazy stories. Like,
I don't know, parks give me the vibe, the weird vibe too.
I'm always looking for like the person who seems like they don't have a kid with
like
them.
they don't fit in,
that they're just there, just to watch. Because people who are registered sex offenders, registered child offenders, they will still show up at the park, and they will still show up where they're not supposed to be. So anytime I go to the park with my kids, I always look for the ones that are like, who looks like the odd one out, or just like who's there just watching.
Oh,
that's creepy.
That doesn't have kids, because like,
see, noted.
Like you will for sure probably see at least one. That you're kind of like, that you're kind of questioning, like
do you really belong here?
Yeah, like who are you bringing here? Like, or you don't see them talking with a kid at all.
They're just
and they're just kind of watching.
See, I never thought of that before. I mean, obviously I'm not a mom, but now I do take kids, to a park, like my nieces and nephews and whatnot in the summertime. But I never thought about that. So noted.
Well, I mean, not even only kids, but it's like by yourself. Like,
for yourself too.
Like, like you said, when you're going to the store or whatever, like just be more alert, because you never know. I mean, not too alert where you're like fucking paranoid, but just make sure that you know your surroundings.
Just being aware.
And share your location with someone that you trust at all times, just in case. Like,
especially those ladies who could take photos with those weird guys. Keep your location on. Tell someone before you go, please.
If you know that you're gonna go somewhere,
just better safe than sorry.
Or bring someone with you.
Yes, just do that. They don't even. They could just sit in the background.
Yep. That's true. See, now if that was a situation, they asked to bring someone and the photographer says no.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Honey, cancel that.
Cancel.
Right
Report. Call the police.
The photo ain't worth it, baby.
No.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. The photo ain't worth your life.
You'll get the press from the statement from the news.
All I'm saying is, if you really want a photo that bad, set it up on your iPhone. You take a good photo yourself, and you're good to go.
Pop your
your tripod and your ring light. Yeah.
Like, all we're saying is, the point of this is just to say, be more alert of your surroundings.
Yes.
And especially, like, I just want to, me personally, I want to make an emphasis on the women that go take photos with men who are older, or that, that's their only specialty, is just be really cautious, because these things are real. And just because you've known somebody for a long time, or they may seem like a decent person, like I said earlier, they may have abused someone in the past, or they may have, had creepy experiences with someone, and the girls are just too scared to speak up.
Yeah.
You never know. So just please be aware, and don't ever think that someone is really nice when they're probably really not.
When they probably have bad intentions.
Yeah, bad intentions. So just be careful and be cautious when you go take photos, and obviously when you're out and you see creepy guys,
Yeah, I think as like women, it just kind of sucks that like we have to be always up on defense.
Yeah, it's not that we even have to talk about this, but
and like always just being
I mean, like, so okay, aware. Honestly, I've never heard anyone talk about this in our community.
Yeah,
about the men photographers, and it's like, why? It's so creepy to me. I don't like it personally. Like, I get it, but me personally, I find it creepy. I
do too. That's why I feel like, in just my opinion, personally, I wouldn't even try to even book with a man. I mean, I don't know, like I said, just coming from my own perspective, like I'm like, how are they even making business right now? Because like in my personal stuff, I wouldn't even book with a guy. So,
girl, I'm telling you,
I guess people just really want that.
I'm telling you, okay,
quick, easy access.
These Hmong guys that take photos, some of them are really, really good.
Okay.
Some of them are really, really, really good, but I think that is what causes these women to go, because they think that
they're gonna
like we said earlier, they get the exposure, they get the experience. I mean, maybe these photographers have a big follower count.
Okay, I get it.
But it's like, is it worth it?
But like you said, at what cost? Honey, I don't know. I think I love myself more than that. Yeah.
But it's normal, girl. I see it all the time.
Gosh, that makes me sad. But honestly, I mean, whatever. More power to you. If you're comfortable, if you're up for it. But like you said,
for the people who don't feel comfortable and want to speak up, hey, our DMs are open. Our comments are open, because like I said, I've never heard anyone ever talk about this in the Hmong community.
That's so true. Now that we mentioned, I don't think I've ever heard.
No, like I'm saying, it's so normalized that they just think that like it's talent. Like, yes, it's talent, it's art, but at the same time, it just
is it really though?
Just because they have a lot of followers, like doesn't mean you should give up yourself or give up your comfortableness.
Yes, and if you do feel uncomfortable, do not be afraid to speak up at all.
Cancel the appointment right then and there, say, okay, I don't feel comfortable doing this, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna head out, like I'm a dip.
Like, we would rather you be safe than be in a surrounding where you feel uncomfortable, where you feel like you're being taken advantage of, like forced to go through something that you don't even want to do, like you don't know this person's true intentions. Like, just if you find yourself in a situation like that, try to find a way out, call somebody, just leave, do anything that you feel will help you get out of a situation like that, because situations like that can turn dangerous in like 0.2 seconds. Like she said, that's how they get those Netflix traffic. Yeah, no, for real.
Netflix. As always,
we upload a new episode every Monday at
2 p.m.
Central Standard Time. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, Instagram.
Yes.
And I mean, feel free to rate us on any of the listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor. That helps us a lot to get the podcast out to other people and other listeners that may or may not like our the way we vibe. So if you like it, give us a rating. Feel free to let us know. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, comment down below your favorite parts, and if you agree with us or if you don't agree with us,
if you don't agree with us, honestly, that's perfectly fine.
We're here for open discussion.
I want to hear you out, though.
We
really want to hear you out.
What's your point of view?
What's your opinion? Do you think we're too much this way, too much that way? Let us know. Let us know.
And or if you are someone that this is triggering to you, as if like you are the photographer and you want to speak your truth or your whatever,
let us know,
honey. Our DMs are open, and we're all here for it. Honestly,
we're just here for open conversation. Maybe like Sadie said, it's something we're not educated about.
Maybe.
Let us know.
Okay.
Anyways, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.